They sound like hens. My name's Mark, and welcome to the 10 Acre Woods. So we just finished putting the ponies in their new area. So this is where they were. And they now made it up into the front section. So I should have had my camera when I released them, but they ran around so excited, trotting around kind of like that. So they've probably got a good acre and a half up front here. Hey Shadow, you like it? So they're gonna work on this area up here. So we're gonna go and have a look at the shelter. We just finished putting on the roof on it, and Tara's just putting the sides on it. Then we're gonna paint it and put some trim on it and make it look all nice. But I just came down here to grab their water containers. So I'll do that and we'll head down to the barn. I brought you a present.
Thank you.
All right, so here is almost completed. So we have on the top, we have steel that we put up today, and plywood on the outside, and a nice door on the inside. So here we go. We just have to finish off a few parts. And Tara thought, well, in here, why don't we put a flap that opens up to the outside so that it's open during the summer months, and it's not so claustrophobic in here for them. So we've got their watering containers on the 2x4 here. The water is there, and we don't have to cart it all the way down to the hay barn where they were. So how this is going to work with the fencing, we've got a few different ideas. I think we're going to come right across from that pole, and we're going to come right across here and match up to this corner of the building. That way Carl and Billy are away from that. And if you take a look at this metal here, you can see how he's been banging it to get in, because it's kind of just a hollow opening. So the plan is to put a door, take these off and reframe it out, and put a door walking in so that you can walk right through this building into this area, and then along here with the chickens on one side, and over on this side we're going to take from that pole and we're going to come over to here and then have like a spring gate in this area, so people can come in and they can look in if the ponies are actually in here, but they may not be spending time in there just because they've got so much room now. Somebody asked, what is that blue thing, that blue building? Well, this is Carl and Billy's house. So it used to be the old chicken coop. There used to be a window on that side of it years ago, but of course windows and goats don't work well, so it's just covered up with the tarp. Now this is only their summer home, not a winter home, but since we have a little bit extra plywood, we may just kind of, or we may just use this material here and put it on. So Zeus, Apollo, and Atlas here, our Serama roosters, got a new, okay, I'm trying to talk here, guys, got a new roommate. Don't believe there's a name yet, so a little younger. He's kind of at the bottom of the pecking order at the moment because these boys are cock-a-doodle-doodling. Okay, pond and alpacas. So I haven't really done a proper, hey there Shannon. So we released them into this area today, and they are loving it. Now that in combination with opening up a section of fence. Hi, Paula. So we've moved this fencing. You can see the chain link over here. You can see on the ground where it was and what we opened up. So it goes around. So we put in electric fence basically on the property line running across, and now they have, look at Barry. Oh, Barry. Lying in the cool grass. So they're doing great back here. They have fit right in with everybody, and really spent all their time on this nice grass line. Okay, so the pond. So here we go. We have gotten some rain this morning, and there was, you can see where the puddles were, but it is pretty much all scoped out. The guy who's doing it is going to run a laser across just to make sure that that side is equal with that side over there. So there is still, there's still some water in here from the torrential downpour that we had last night. So there it is. So this is the windmill that is going to supply the air via the hose down into the stone. Underneath here is, what do we got? We've got a layer of fabric or geotextile, and then we've got river wash rock, and then we've got another layer of geotextile on top of that, and then finishing it off with the this top layer of pit run, or whatever you want to call it. So there it is. So this end here is probably going to be about 5 feet deep, 4 feet, 4.5 feet deep. And this end over here looks like probably around 6 feet deep, I'm guessing, when it's all said and done. But we'll have to wait and see. So we did have a berm that ran across here, but he's used this material to put some fresh material on the pond, and he didn't want to use the other material that's back there. This is all the stuff he took out. It's got a lot of organic material in it, just basically poop and food and all kinds of stuff. So what he's going to do afterwards is he's going to recreate the berm running through here, just to have a nice slope, a nice berm running through here with that material. Because it has organics in it, it's going to be able to grow grass a lot better than just this straight gravel. Now, how are we going to fill the pond? Well, it's going to be an overflow. This area back here, it comes in and overflows into it in the spring. But we haven't had much water last year and this year. So when it gets low, it is going to be lined with poly, high-density polyethylene liner. So there is a well here. So this well goes down and taps in to the layer of gravel underneath the pond, and it allows the water to flow through and get pumped up. Now there is a pump in here that is running currently, and it's going to be running all weekend until he comes back on Tuesday. And it's dumping way out there, and it's running continuous. And what it's doing is it's drawing the water off of the pond. But because we got so much water last night, it's probably going to take a day or two for that to seep in. So there we go. Oh, there's the rock that follows Fernando around. Not far away. Hey, Fernando. We have our geese over here, so desperately wanting their pond back. Hopefully we're going to have this all completed, I would say, well, a week to 10 days is what we're kind of understanding. So coming back here, we'll follow this hose that runs back, that's dumping it all in. So the old fencing is here. So you can see it runs down and it runs around. So he needed a little bit extra space to get his bobcat in there, his Kubota, and do some work. So we pulled down the fencing over further to give him that room. And we spent, we were out here until dusk, probably about, it was about 10, quarter after 10 last night. So here's all the water that's being pumped out from underneath the pond to keep it dry so he's able to work at it. And we just tied off of the electric line here. Oh, and I hear a snapping. So whenever you hear a snapping, oh, it's my wire. I had extra wire here from one of the lines. I only did a 3-wire, and I wrapped it around over there. But obviously, it sprung. So you can hear that classic snap, and that is the electric fence. So it's not a continuous zap. It's running at about 20,000 volts, but it's very low amperage. And the amperage is what kills you. Plus the fact that it pulsates, your hand doesn't seize up on it and getting to the point where you can't let go. So it just snaps like that. So I'll have to shut the fence off and fix that. So here we go. Oh, the property line. So the property line are these orange markers that we put in a few years ago. So they run all the way back, and we trekked through the bush here. What we ended up doing is measuring, because there is a clearing on the side here. So we measured out, I think, 15 or 20 feet, and then I strung a line right across and went 15 or 20 feet or whatever it was on that side, on the back, as well as on the front. And then I just came in and measured in and put my markers in. So that was the easiest way, just because there's no way we would have been able to get in here and string a line. So this was Tara spent really all of yesterday during the day clearing this area in here. And I can see there is needs a little bit of maintenance from little pieces that have fallen down. But it's just a 3-wire. Is this another one? Yeah, it's another one. It's not snapping now because there's not enough moisture in the wood. Okay, so continuing down here, again along the property line. There's the post there. And then we turn the corner, and this brings us out right to the rabbit hutch. And we're all the, oh, I see a disconnected line there. That got pulled over. So we'll have to do a little bit of maintenance to that. So this is the trench that comes off of the pond. And of course the pond's over there. The trench comes down here, and there's a culvert right in there, and there's a walkway that goes over and right out to the ditch, right alongside the highway. So that's our drainage system off the pond. Okay, so we got Piper in here. Hi, Piper. Did you find anything good? All the alpacas, all 4 of them here. And kids and Lucy. Okay, so I just wanted to go over last week's video. Now, last week's video, we did, of course, shear these guys up. If you haven't seen that, feel free to go back. I'll put a link for that in the description. Now, the teeth. So the teeth was a big thing. And the reason why, well, I assumed there was going to be, you know, some cringing, because, of course, people don't like things with the teeth or going to the dentist. Now, Shannon here had a really bad overbite, or underbite, actually. And so what they had to do is, it's a normal procedure. They hold them and they restrain them, and then they cut off the top section of the tooth. Now, there's no pain involved. There was a comment in there saying that it hurts. Well, actually, it doesn't hurt. I was reading some papers published by a professor of veterinarian out of Massachusetts, and just learning up, because this is a whole learning experience. So, if I can see her from the front, Shannon, that's Barry. Actually, that's Barry. You're not Shannon. Shannon is over here. These 2 white alpacas. Oh boy. Okay, all right, Shannon. Oh, she found the salt lick. Shannon. So her teeth are looking really good. So they're not all up, and she's very happy. they're all extremely happy. So it is an approved procedure, and it's just the way they do it. Really, if I could talk to them and say, you know, this is what we're going to do, guys, you're going to be okay, then of course I would. But unfortunately, I don't speak alpaca, so we just have to show them in other ways by, you know, holding them and making sure that they're secure so they don't get injured and nobody else gets injured. Hi guys. Hi guys. What are you doing? You guys are always just talking. Okay, Sheldon. So somebody did, you know, if I leave somebody out in the videos, somebody's gonna comment and say, where's Sheldon? Now Sheldon, the other day when I did the other video, went into the city and there was a yoga session in the city. Our goat yoga instructor does classes in the park. Hi Sheldon. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? Hi. So she does classes in the city, and so Sheldon and Fernando both went into the city. How you doing, buddy? Hi. And so what's happening is, if you wouldn't move so much. Here, let me go backwards so you guys can get a good look at him, as long as I don't run in and trip. So he's moving really good now. Hey bud. Yeah. Okay, so tomorrow, which is, well, okay, I better use dates. Saturday. Saturday is so this is Canada Day weekend. Stay, Sheldon. So tomorrow, Saturday, is we're in Bloomnort at a fair down in Bloomnort, Manitoba, about 20 minutes south of us. And then on Sunday, we are in the city of Winnipeg at the Osborne Street Festival, essentially almost right downtown, just south of the river. We're going to be there for 8 hours, and Tara went and picked up a little Canada Day, or a little red outfit for Sheldon with a flag on it, a Canadian maple leaf. So she's going to put that on him. So that's going to be cute. So he's going to have his own little getup. So it's supposed to, it's off and on whether it's going to rain or not. We're hoping it's not going to rain. And we'll go from there. So we'll see what happens. I'm back in the building, in the barn, and I thought of something I did earlier. I was messing around with the roosters when the other one came in, just after it came in, and Prince, the peacock, made a noise, and it sounds kind of like a cat or a meow. So I did that in here, and I'm just going to see if the roosters are going to do what they did earlier. So normally they cock-a-doodle-doo, but I went, wow! They sound like hens. Oh boy. And this one's perched up here, not doing anything. Says I have nothing to do with that. All right, guys, I'll leave you to it. Goodbye. That's it for this video. So I just wanted to give you a update on the pond, and of course putting the ponies in that area, the alpacas in, clearing that back area, just to try to keep you as up to date as to what's going on. If you want to keep up to date, you can always check on Instagram. We have an Instagram and a Facebook, so I'm always posting things on there, usually Instagram to Facebook, so they appear in both locations. I got a new toy, so it's called the Osmo 2 by DJI, and it is a gimbal. So basically you put your phone into it and it maintains a nice smooth motion. So I'm probably going to take that with me this weekend to both fairs, and then I'll just do a what's going on and what we do when we go out to these fairs to give you that idea. I'll likely post that on Sunday, possibly Monday. Monday is a holiday here in Canada, being Canada Day, and so happy Canada Day. I guess 4th of July is coming up likely next weekend, I'm guessing. But anyway, have a great weekend. If you like this video, please click on that thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please click on the subscribe button. And we'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.